Let's cut to the chase. Why is it important to be able to explain the difference between the waterfall and the agile model to people? If you're currently working for an organization using the waterfall model but slowly transitioning to the agile model, and you're one of the lucky few to have started this transition first, there's a high chance that your coworkers, people in the organization, even people in your personal life will ask you the question, what is Agile? What's the value beyond Agile? What's the difference between the waterfall model and Agile? Why are we implementing Agile? And you need to know how to answer these questions. This is not a bad thing. You just need to know what to answer. The typical Agile transformation is not done in a big bang way. It's done in an Agile way. Small bits and pieces. Not the whole organization transforms completely next day to Agile. Nope. They usually start with tech. Then we move on to the other departments. So there's a good chance that if your organization is transitioning to Agile, your coworkers, people in marketing, operations, customer service, upper management, many people in the organization will not know what Agile is. And if you don't want this approach, this new Agile approach to be misunderstood by these other stakeholders, which you might be dealing with them on a daily basis, Agile, marketing, operations, upper management, all these people will be communicating with you, maybe on a daily basis, and they need to know exactly how this new approach will affect them, what kind of input they will be giving you from now on with this new way of working, and more importantly, you need to get them on board. You need to get them on board, and the best way to do that is to tell them exactly what kind of value they will gain from this new Agile approach. And all these things that we talked about can be summed up into the best analogy, an elevator pitch. I know, so simple that anyone can understand it. Pizza Hut versus Subway. Let's start with a simple one. I love pizza, so let's start with Pizza Hut. You are hungry, you wanna get a pizza delivered to your place. You call there, you talk to an employee, you pass your order, and then the employee tells you what you ordered, repeats it to you. A large chicken supreme, and one half of a chicken supreme, onions and pepperoni, and the other half only green pepper on it. Simple order. The employee tells you it's gonna cost $25 and be delivered at your place in 1 hour. 56 minutes later, you hear a knock on your door. That's the delivery guy. You're hungry, so you're very, very pleased. You open the pizza while the delivery guy is currently here. You open the pizza before paying, and you see that half of the pizza, instead of pepperoni and onions, it's onions and green pepper together, and the pepperoni on the right alone. And that's what you ordered. You're a bit pissed. So you have two options here. Either you tell them that it was an incorrect order and you send it back. Tell them, okay, bring back the correct order. Or second option, you take it like that. In both options, you lose. If you send back the product, you might get a correct product next time the person comes, but it will take 1 hour and you are hungry right now. And the company also loses because they need to redo the actual pizza. And with the option that you take the incorrect product, you also lose because you didn't get what you wanted in the first place. Next is Subway. Same thing, you're still very hungry. You go to the counter of Subway, you talk to the employee, you place your order, simple order, roasted beef. Very simple and very nice. You place your order and the employee repeats your order and tells you to move in line to the person that will actually make your sandwich. For Subway, the entire process, very transparent. You see everything. You see your sandwich actually being done. And the second thing is the feedback part. As a customer, you will be giving feedback throughout the process. The employee will ask you, what type of bread do you want? And you answer. You give feedback. The employee moves to meat, tomatoes. You see the person, the employee adding the meat, the tomatoes. You tell them, okay, come on, I need more tomatoes in my sandwich. I want some additional things like onions, other things that you want, anything you can add in your sandwich, obviously, which is available. But you see that you give feedback throughout the entire process. The sandwich that you ordered previously, maybe you changed your mind. Maybe you want to add something else to the sandwich. You can do it throughout the process. Maybe you're like me, you love jalapenos and you ask for that in your sandwich, but currently unavailable. You know immediately that jalapenos are not currently available. And when the sandwich is over, the process is entirely over and you get it in your hand, you're not surprised with the final product because you were involved throughout the whole process. You could give feedback and it was visible. The Pizza Hut model is like the waterfall model. Painless for the customer, very fast for the customer, and the customer is involved in the beginning only. It's extremely fast, phone call, 2 minutes, painless. Whereas Subway is like Scrum, and each station in the sandwich making process is like a sprint. And for each sprint, you are involved and you can inspect the result at the end of each sprint. If a sandwich is not what you expected at the end, it's your fault because you didn't give the correct feedback at the end. As you were involved through the entire process, you need to be giving the correct feedback. And with a sandwich, as it was transparent, as you inspected it and you gave feedback throughout the whole process, the sandwich needs to be exactly what you wanted. If it's not, it's your fault. Whereas for Pizza Hut, it's not your fault. You gave a correct order in 2 minutes, a call. And if the pizza is not what you wanted, it's entirely their fault. We couldn't follow a simple order. A big part of Agile is delivering value to the customer frequently prior to the end and final release. And in our scenario, which one was delivering value frequently? None. You got your final product at the end in both options, in both scenarios. But which one was more agile? I hope that you answered Subway. In Pizza Hut, you were involved 2 minutes in the call, one time, only in the beginning. Not very agile. Subway, you were involved throughout the whole process. You could give feedback. It was transparent. Even though there was no frequent releases, the process was still very agile. Frequent releases is just a part of Agile. It's not the defining principle of Agile. You can still be very agile without doing frequent releases. And that's it. Simple analogy. Most people at least once went to Pizza Hut, Subway to buy something. They will understand it without any knowledge in Scrum, Agile, or even Waterfall. Anyone can understand this analogy. I hope that you will use it. And if you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.